Part 2, what it feels like to be paralyzed. Yeah, I'm making these videos extemporaneously. I'm not writing anything down. I'm not making any bullet points. No pun intended. I mean, for a while I was doing that. But, it feels like, from a social aspect, it's sort of, from a social aspect, it sort of feels like, like I said, I remember for some reason after I first got hurt, I had to rewire myself to sleep on my back because I had every intervention you could have. I had the trach, where it feels like there's like a cotton ball, or like a couple of cotton, you know, pause. It feels like there's like cotton stuffed in your mouth, and you have. It's almost like after you have dental work done, and there's cotton stuffed in your mouth. I had that in my mouth for like maybe a good month and a half. It goes down your throat. If you notice, I have a hole in my throat here. I've had 4 spinal surgeries on my back. The nerve pain is just, ridiculous. A lot of people describe it as like being on fire, but I say it's more like an electrical current, a strong electrical current. It feels like you're being electrocuted more or less, And, sometimes, I lift myself up. I try to make my arms as strong as I can. I try to do the best I can. I wheel around. I haven't exercised in a while, as you could probably tell. If you saw my stomach right now, it's pretty it's patently apparent. But that's the case. But I'd say, socially, you realize how the world is not made for people who are paralyzed. Not at all. Not at all. You will in a facility, you could just wheel back and forth, like it's so easily. Go back and forth, right? When you go on the street, you go on the concrete. If it's bumpy a little bit, you're rumbling back and forth. It's not like, let me tell you, this is not an off-road vehicle, man. This is not an on-road vehicle. You have to realize that any little bump could could sort of move you or tip you over. It feels like such turbulence. If somebody, like, take this reacher right here that I have. They give you, when you're paralyzed, they give you these really, nifty little, these really helpful little objects here that are conducive to your convenience, right? This is for to reach things with. Like I said, I need a paper towel right in front of me. See, I can just grab it. You drop this in front of you, and I drop this in back of you, and then you try to wheel back, and your wheel is on it. That wheel is not going over it. You can, there's times I'll wheel to the store. I'll go by myself somewhere. It's like a store somewhere, and I'm wheeling on the street, and my wheel will get stuck in a ditch, or like not a ditch, but like somewhere in a low area between the sidewalk and the street, and I'm like basically kind of at an angle now, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm trying to wheel the wheel, and it's not wheeling. I'm trying to wheel back, and you got to use all your strength to get up over and back onto the curb, Sometimes people see you and they help you, which is nice, but the way they look at you, you're not on their level. The way medical personnel looks at you, you're not on their level. You're beneath them. For you to argue your point, it's like, we're helping you, We're helping you live. You don't even have a viewpoint. You have no rights. And meanwhile, they're being paid. They're being paid by the state that I paid money into when I was working. They're being paid. They're being compensated. They have this mentality that, like, say, for example, like, I ask people, please, could you knock on my door before you enter? Like, I don't have a right to do it. And when people argue with you, it is the first place they go. They do not, let me tell you what, they do not. The first place that you could be arguing with somebody and bring up a point and be like, like they say, oh, you could bring up a fact about them, and they immediately hit you like, right where they think it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? And me, like I said, I really don't care, man. I'm 36 years old, man. I really don't care what anybody says in that aspect, but just the fact that they would try to go there is like, is what bothers me, because then their mom gets sick, their kid gets sick, they get sick, they get hurt, and then it's, oh God, why did this happen to me? Oh God, and it's like, really, really, man, you know. That's why I never, in the whole time I was walking around, ever made fun of a paralyzed person. This was actually my worst fear. I was actually dating a young lady at the time. We were, we were close. It was looking pretty serious, and there was a time I told her. It gets hard telling this story, okay? Because now I know what I'm gonna have to say at the end of it. It's gonna hurt me. So, she said, she heard this story about a mother who had a baby. She'd been given an epidural, it's a shot in the back, and I guess she became paralyzed or something like that. And she said, man, that's scary. That could actually happen. And she did not want. She would even say, like, she's about to go in there and like sign a contract saying, don't give me an epidural no matter how much I beg for it. She said she was going to train to do everything without any meds, and she was afraid of being paralyzed, okay, not being able to move. Because at first we thought that, because your legs are actually, for the most part, kind of numb. It's not like it's not like, I mean, every now and then you will get soreness from sitting in the same position if you're sitting long enough, or you will get like a, it doesn't feel like, you're, like, I'm trying to think of how you feel like on the inside of your legs, but not really the outside, Like right now, you don't went away. In the other video, I had talked about, before I get sidetracked, I remember I had told my girlfriend at the time, I said, listen, it was that and going blind. It was our both, we shared that fear. If I got paralyzed, I wouldn't want to live. We used to always say, I wouldn't want to live. I couldn't live like that. I would not want to live. I remember telling her, if the unthinkable should ever happen, I told her I will be there to help feed you, bathe you. I will push you around. I will carry you around. I will do whatever it takes. And I meant it. When I said it, I meant it. It was just a supernova of emotion between us. And it's just that sometimes I do look at it. No, listen, I understand that no man or no woman is safe, okay? No matter how much good you do, bad things always will happen to you, okay? But I thought that way. I had that level of loyalty. And now I die alone. I don't know, it's just, it's just an example. They say life isn't fair, and that's an example. I have to accept it and move on. That's it. So, anyway, besides, just the social aspect of it really is the worst. Like, they look at it like, oh, we're helping you, we're the ones helping you, and I'm like, yeah, you're being paid. You're being paid by my insurance to do that. You're being paid by the insurance that I paid into to help other people. I was in the medical field. I've worked in a nursing home for 5 years, all right, and I was training to be an EMT, and I actually had a problem with, I saw something traumatic that traumatized me, okay, and it just rendered me, borderline after. Not to, at first, I was a mess. After it happened, but it rendered me almost, just so apoplectic. I was like at that point, really where I said I can't be an EMT at this point. I got EMT certified and everything. I said I can't be an EMT at this point. I'm gonna shock myself with the equipment and I'm gonna flatline myself, I could just say I honestly tried, but that's what it feels like being paralyzed. It feels like you have no rights. It feels like you're nothing. You are not a second-class citizen. You are a third-class citizen. You are not a person at all. You are not a citizen at all. You are nothing. You don't work. You are broken. Okay? I mentioned earlier on how much I love pregnant women. Well, when pregnant women look at me, they see everything that goes wrong with life, and it makes them feel disgusted, and all that disgust that they feel, it's bad for their baby. You have no idea how bad that hurts. You have no idea. Everybody, look, Thanks for watching. I'm really upset. I think I'm probably gonna sleep the rest of this day.